Hi everybody, welcome to Comics Q&A with Matt Price and Kyle Roberts. We're here to answer your questions about comic books, comic book movies, graphic novels, anything else tying in that you may have a question about. So shoot us a question, mprice@opubco.com, or post it on the blog.newsok.com/nerdage. Meanwhile, we've got a question about an upcoming comic book movie, Kyle. What is it?
That's right. Okay, there's a Scott Pilgrim movie coming out from the classic graphic novel. Mm-hmm. Who's in it, and what's it all about?
All right, Scott Pilgrim. It's a graphic novel series by Brian Lee O'Malley. It's published by Oni Press. Volume 5 just came out this past week. Basically, Scott Pilgrim is kind of a 20-something slacker. He plays in a band. He falls in love with delivery girl Ramona Flowers. He finds out to date her, he must defeat her 7 evil ex-boyfriends. So it's at the forefront of kind of this arcade logic comic book movement in which you sort of mix manga and video games and a lot of other things into a more, modern take on the indie graphic novel.
Kind of a Mario or Zelda mixed with them hanging out and all these cutscenes in between. Right,
exactly. So Universal Pictures optioned this, and Edgar Wright, who you might know from Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz, is attached to direct the movie. And he has cast Michael Cera as Scott Pilgrim. Michael Cera from Arrested Development and Juno more recently. Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist this last year. Yep. Chris Evans actually plays Lucas Lee, one of the evil ex-boyfriends, as does Brandon Routh. So Scott Pilgrim will have to fight the Human Torch and Superman in order to win his girlfriend's hand. And his girlfriend, Ramona Flowers, played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead. You might remember her from Die Hard 4. Also in the movie, Anna Kendrick from Twilight, Brie Larson, Mae Whitman, and Kieran Culkin plays Scott's best friend, Wallace Wells. Kieran Culkin is, of course, Macaulay Culkin's younger brother, and I think we last saw Kieran in Igby Goes Down, or that's the last thing I saw him in anyway. So,
really? Fuller's going to be in this movie?
Yeah, I guess so. So that's sort of the lowdown there. It's a very popular indie graphic novel. In fact, it sold out all over the East Coast this past week. Sellouts at several of the big New York City comic shops. So it's a popular graphic novel. People are getting more and more into it. The 5 of the 6 volumes are so far out, and the movie is in the works right now as we speak. So if you want to get caught up on Scott Pilgrim, Oni Press has all 5 graphic novels in print, and you can find them at your local comic book store. So for Kyle Roberts, I'm Matt Price. This has been Comics Q&A.